What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Mathis. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. But right now, we're going to talk about your first assignment in our new situation. So, if you open up your textbook to page 369, you will find the text Tell Them Not to Kill Me by Juan Rulfo. It is a story about justice, time, fathers, sons, and how all of those things fit together. It's a great, pretty short story about a man kind of having to deal with his past. It deals with a few things that you hopefully remember, but that you might need some reminding of. So first, it deals with point of view very strongly. Remind yourself of what first person point of view is, third person point of view, second, all those different ways that an author can tell a story. Secondly, this story requires you to make inferences quite a bit. Now, we've had some discussion about inference before, but remember, that is kind of a conclusion you come to after looking at evidence for a point by trying to figure out something about a character, something about a story, something about the plot, and that is what you will have to do a lot in this story. So make sure that you are reading closely and paying attention. Thirdly, this has to do with irony. Now, we talked about irony in the sense of the satire that we read, but irony is far more wide-ranging than that. And this text will ask you to deal with irony and specifically kind of things not meeting expectations quite a bit. So make sure that you are reading critically and thinking about characters, thinking about what you expect so that the irony can work and you're not just kind of passively taking in the story. Finally, the last thing that you might have a little bit of trouble with is there are some questions and things that you have to deal with about syntax. Syntax is sentence structure. It's the way sentences are constructed, both in terms of subject, verb, object, the order that it goes in. So normal sentences versus Yoda sentences, instead of size is not important, saying size matters not. That sort of thing. That's inverse sentence structure. But also in terms of sentence length. Is it going to be a very long sentence or a very short sentence? Authors will vary their sentence structure in order to vary the way that the reader feels, the way that the reader takes in information. If you're having trouble with some of these big structural elements in terms of irony, the time period that something takes place in, or the syntax, you can, at the end of the story, look at page 376, where it talks about structure, how to analyze structure, as well as point of view, specifically irony. On page 378, it talks about varying syntax for effect and ways that having that varied syntax can affect the way that you think about a text and think about a character and what effect that has on you as you read it. As you read this text, I strongly encourage you to read it aloud. I strongly encourage you, if you're not going to read it aloud, to log on to the online version of the textbook and listen to it while you follow along so that you can get as much out of the text as possible. That way, you can be sure that you're really paying attention and really feeling it. In Google Classroom, there is an assignment for you to fill out as a Google form where you will be required to answer all of the questions, including the questions in the very end of the selection. I'm asking you to answer all of those. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me and let me know. Thank you very much. Have fun.